Hey guys, me again. Just thought I'd make another video. Sitting at home, no hockey to watch. The Jays are kicking ass, and I'm a little bored. And it just so happens that I have a bunch of magic packs that have just been sitting around. I bought these pre-release packs for my niece and nephew. I thought we were going to be able to get together and have a little mini tournament, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. So I'm just going to go ahead and crack those packs. They've been taunting me for quite a while now. So um, by the time we're able to get together again, I think we'll be into the next set, so they won't know the difference. Also, another thing I wanted to show you guys. I don't know if anyone has purchased any of the commander cards, our commander decks. Oops. But I did mention that I picked up a set, and in each of the packs, you get your regular Magic Commander card. Then you get a thicker version of the Commander card, but also the packaging changed in the sense that the oversized card is no longer given out, and the packaging doesn't have any plastic on the front. It's just printed. So I actually went out and cut these out. These are cut from the packaging, and the packaging is actually foiled out pretty nicely. So you actually get 3 copies of your commander in each of these commander precons. Now the packaging is a little bit oops, is a little bit bigger than a typical magic card. But I mean that's perfectly fine. Like, this is perfectly playable as a commander. You can see the back there, the cardboard. I have to rip out. I blacked out. I took a Sharpie and blacked out the sides. Well, you can also see that ironically, even the packaging is has got quite a bit of a curl going on, which is pretty hilarious. You can see there's quite a there's quite a bit of give. This one's probably the worst, but I mean that's not a big deal at all. But I thought that was funny. I'd show that to you. I mean, I'm gonna give these to my niece and nephew, all of these, so they can play with it. They can use them as their commanders. I just thought that was interesting. All right, so let's get to it. I only bought 4, one for each of us. I bought all of them except the Prismari. That's probably the least exciting to me. I didn't know what they would want to play, but that's these guys. So we're gonna go ahead and start cracking. See what we get. There is. All right. Actually, I should have done that. These boxes might be useful. I don't think so. Alright. We'll start with the Quandrix, because that's the first one first one that I picked up. Alright, so I got here just a regular the typical pre-release format that we're used to. We got a cool, let's get my glasses here. cool spin down, and it is the Quandrix colors. I hope they're all actually themed like that, which is pretty cool. It's hard to see with this pretty crappy camera, but it is a really cool looking die. It does have the blue and green. Okay, so let's see what we get. We get a little pamphlet. Quandrix, College of Neuromancy. And you get a little thingamajig on how to do stuff. And a little cutout of their college, and I presume that you put all 5 of these together to make a map or whatever. Ooh, look at that! Right off the bat, Jadzi, Oracle of Arcavios foil. Sweet. That is a nice rip right off the bat. Wow, very nice, very nice. And looking very, very straight. Still packaged, but still, that's pretty good. We'll leave that right there. This can go in the garbage. Don't care about that. This is the separator. I'll leave that there. I'll start off with the Quandrix, or the Guild pack, which is the seeded pack. Okay, we'll go pretty quiet. We got the Pledge Mage, the Campus, we got a Fractal Summoning, which is a lesson card. You guys see that? Yeah, okay. Reckless Amphomancer, Mage Duel, Frost Trickster, which is a Frox Lynx with flying. Actually, it's a really good limited card, it's pretty cool. Another lesson, Biomathematician. This card looks pretty cool in multiples in a sealed pool. That's a pretty good card. Arcane Subtraction. Okay, here we go. Symmetry Mage. Symmetry Sage. Okay, Snow Day. Quandrix Apprentice. Oh, Tempted by the Auric. That's actually one card that I actually wanted. I think this card, even though it's triple blue and can be pretty prohibitive, I really like this card. For each opponent, gain control of up to one target creature or planeswalker that player controls with mana value 3 or less. I really like this card. I think you can, I mean, if I score like 2 things, I'm still happy. 3 or less. For each opponent, control target creature or planeswalker 3 or less. I like this card. I really do. Like even 1. If you're taking something that is relevant on the board, I think it's still a great deal. Oh, and we got 2 tokens? That's a first. I've never seen that before. So what did we get? We got 1 rare, 1, 2, 3 uncommons, and 2 tokens. Interesting. Okay. So let's put the rares up here, commons here, and uncommons here, and tokens we'll put over here. Alright, so now we'll just go to the actual packs. Oh, and that seeded pack didn't have any mystical archive, which, interesting. Okay, so Prismari Pledge Mage, Campus. They all start off with a Pledge Mage and a Campus. That's 2 so far. Rise of Extus. I like the art from this artist. Who is it? It's very limited in the color palette, but he does a really good job. Wiley Beckett. Yeah, he's got at least 3 or 4 pieces that are really interesting. I really like his art. Alright. Promising Dusk Mage. Expel. Bullrog Bale Befuddler. Bullrog Befuddler. It's a funny card. Charge through. Target creature against trample. Okay. Arrogant Poet. Okay, so Humiliate. What is that? Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card or put plus guy. Grinning Angus. That's an interesting card. That's back from. Is that Time Spiral? I think it was Time Spiral. Access Tunnel. And Rushed Rebirth. Very nice. Rushed Rebirth. I like this card. Choose target creature. When that creature dies this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser mana value. Put that into the battlefield tapped and shuffle for black and green. And it's an instant. I like this card as well. There's some really. I mean, it's not a super card, but I like it. I just like this. Someone goes to remove one of your cards, boom, and you get something back for it. I don't know. We'll see how good it is. It's not great, but I like it. It's almost like drawing a card, right? Sacrifice a creature, draw a card. Very similar. But this lets you search something up, right? Search your library. It's a tutor. I don't know. I really like it. I really like that card. Very nice. And my archive is a shock. Now, there was. I don't know if they're all full art. And apparently there are some that are foiled, but the foiling is extremely it's almost non-visible. But that's cool. Shock. I like it. I like it. Alright. It's decent. Let's put these here and here. And a token. Oh, I see. The extra token was in place of the Mystical Archives in the seeded pack. Alright, I guess that makes sense. Okay, let's just go right through it. Don't really care too much about the commons. I don't think there's anything great in common. Okay, Shadow Mage Laureate. Shadewing Laureate. 2/2 flying. Whenever another creature you control with flying dice, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. On target creature you control. For 3 mana. No. Not impressed. And this guy we saw already. Spell Satchel. Magecraft. Whenever you cast nothing special spell, put a book counter on Spell Satchel. Remove a book counter from Spell Satchel. Add 1 colorless. Remove 3 book counters from Spell Satchel. Draw a card. Yeah, no, I don't like that card at all. Super slow. Junk. My rare is Leonin Lightscribe. Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy, creatures you control get +1/+1 to the end. Oh yes, I've seen this one in play before. Pretty decent. I don't think it'll do anything Commander. This is more of a have much room at all here. Okay, whatever. More of a standard card, I think. Okay, and Weather the Storm. I've never heard of this card. You gain 3 life, Storm. Okay, that's why I've never heard of this card. It's pretty crappy. Weather the Storm. Where the heck is this from? That's not very good. Okay, so far both of them have been full art or borderless, whatever you want to call it, borderless. It looks like that's just the way it is. I think they're all like that. Okay. Commons. Silver Quill Apprentice. Dueling Coach. Ooh, I like this guy. Stormkin Artisan. Stormkin Artist. Stormkin Artist gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Okay, whatever. Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, create a treasure token. Oh my god, this guy seems great. If you can, like, go off, this is like a storm card for sure. Well, it's got storm in the name. But yeah, I really like this card. I think I may put it in my Chainer deck. That deck tends to kind of go off like that at times. That's cool. And my rare is Flame Scroll Celebrant. Okay. Whenever opponent activates an ability that isn't a mana ability, Flame Scroll Celebrant deals 1 damage to player. Activates ability that isn't. Oh, that's interesting. And then there's a colorless and red Flame Scroll Celebrant gets +2/+0. Interesting. Why have I not seen this card before? Revel in Silence. Your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities or activate Planeswalker loyalty abilities this turn. So silence, but twice as much. Alright. Interesting card. And Divine Gambit. Exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment an opponent controls. That player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. Yuck. Alright. And then another one of those things. Okay. Howling Shield Mage. Oh, never seen that card before. It's interesting art. Kind of cool. That's funny art. Reject. Stamps him right in the forehead. It's funny. Okay. Alright. Golden Ratio. This card is, I don't know. I don't like this card at all. 1 colorless, green and blue. Draw a card for each different power among creatures you control. I mean, some people are saying this is a great card. I mean, the ceiling is, pretty high. I mean, you could draw like a lot of cards with this card, but you could draw 0. Like, I don't like cards like this. Like, how often are you gonna just break even? I mean, you have to get at least 2 cards to make this card good. So that means you have to have 2 creatures on board with different power. I mean, it's probably a good chance, but I mean, what are the times that you get this right after a board wipe or something? Like, I don't know. Not crazy about it. We'll have to do some testing. Professor of Symbology. You just, when it comes into play, you learn. I don't know about learn in Commander. You can't get learn cards, so it's basically rummage. When it comes into play, rummage. And that's not exciting at all. Love the art on this thing. Oh, speaking of art, actually, I found a website. It is called Magic Picks. Let me just magicpicks.com, and they have high-res art for most of the cards out there. Like they do have high-res art for the actual cards, but they also have high-res art like for the actual art of the card. Like if you just want the art, which is really cool. I was on there yesterday downloading a bunch of images from Kaldheim, because Kaldheim was some pretty crazy art, and you look at it on a card, and for me, my eyesight is terrible. I can't make out a lot of the details, but you see it in full resolution. It's amazing. Like Draugr Necromancer is amazing. Oh my god, it looks so great up close. Okay, anyways, moving on. My rare is Demogoth Titan. Taxi Box, yeah, is another big dumb creature. Don't like it. Not impressed with that card at all. And ooh, Crux of Fate. Cool, Crux of Fate. This is a card I like. I do like this card. It's a decent board wipe. If you're playing dragons, it's amazing. And the I don't know if any of you guys heard, but the artist who did this actually copied that image from someone else's art, which is absolutely bizarre. I've never heard of that before, and the guy got reprimanded. I don't even really like the art. It looks kind of corny. But I'm not a huge fan of these of the art on the archives. They're okay. I'm just not a huge fan of the style. Not a huge fan of the borders either. They do look better in person, but it's the yellow. Like, I cannot stand yellow. It's the stupidest color. Like, I hate it. And everything is yellow on it. The piping. I mean, if they would just tone it down, everything's too yellow. That's just me. Some of the art is cool. The Japanese art is much cooler, but because it doesn't have that yellow piping, like it's just me. All right, let's see. I like that art for some reason. Looks kind of cool. Okay. We have closing statements. Practical research. Draw 4 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an instant or sorcery. Okay, so it's kind of like the searches, but it's 5 mana. Draw 4 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a sorcery. Instant speed, so you could net 2 cards out of this at instant speed. I don't know. Detention vortex. kind of exciting. And my rare is Draconic Intervention. As an additional cost to cast the spell, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Draconic Intervention deals X damage to each non-dragon creature, where X is the exiled card's mana value. If that creature is dealt damage this way, if a creature dealt damage this way would die, this turn exile instead. Exile Draconic Intervention. Yeah, I don't like this card at all. Too conditional. I mean, I'm sure you can get an instant or sorcery in your graveyard, but it has to be big enough to deal damage to kill the creature that you want. X damage to each non... yeah. I mean, it can work in your favor, but yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. And I got Agonizing Remorse. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile that card. You lose 1 life. Oh. This art is pretty cool. I do like this art. Very, very, very cool. Agonizing Remorse. I don't know what set this is from. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. Or a card. I wish this was an instant. That would be amazing. I like that you can choose a card from their graveyard. Why do I lose 1 life to do this? It's a pretty crappy ability and I'm losing a life. They should lose the life. And I got a foil as well in this pack. Cram Session. Sorcery, you gain 4 life, then you learn. Okay. And I got an emblem for Rowan. Alrighty. Oh, and that was it. Let's take a quick look at the rares I got in this pack. Very happy. Very happy. These cards, I think, are really good. These are cards, actually, I wanted these cards. Actually, this one. I really didn't want this card. A lot of hype about this card. I don't think it's as good as everybody's claiming it is. So, if you guys think it's a good card, I have one for trade. Yeah. It's a good card, no doubt. But it's like every other Simic card. Like, lands, landfall, like, it's so boring. Like, I fall asleep just reading this card. I mean, it's good. Yeah, there's a million other Simic cards that do the same thing. It's just like Coma and Tatiova, and what was the one in between those two? I can't remember. It's like every single set, there's a Simic commander that does the exact same thing. It's like they all go into the same deck. They all do exactly the same. The decks play exactly the same. Ugh, yawn. Okay, I'm happy with that though. I'm happy with that. Hopefully, I can trade that off for something that I like. Okay, what should we do next? Let's do this guy. The what is this called again? Lorehold? Lorehold. I am a huge fan of what they've done with Lorehold. I just love it. Like, they finally created a strategy that's decent for red-white. I mean, oh my god, like artifact reanimation. There's so many interesting things. Like they're all new. Ooh, look at the spin down. Wow, that's a nice one. That looks really, really cool. It's almost like a orange red. Very nice, very cool. Okay, let's see. Very cool, very cool. The one thing that I really wish they would do is I hope at some point they come back to Liverpool and introduce the other five pairs, the allied pairs, because I really hope they will do something to reinvigorate Demir or the black blue colors, because everything seems to be around mill, and I really hate that strategy. I just want there to be something different, something new. I really hope they do that, but I don't expect them to do that anytime soon. Okay, so let's take this, let's garbage. So my promo card is Sparring Regiment. Can you guys see that? Sparring Regiment. When Sparring Regiment enters the battlefield, learn. When you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. What? Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. Okay, so it only does one of your creatures. And untap it. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know if it's good. When it comes into play, you learn. I don't know. And then you untap it. So it gives it pseudo haste and a +1/+1. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a good card or not. Doesn't seem good. Doesn't, like, first impressions. Like, how would you use that? Maybe with that mechanic from Theros, where you get a trigger when you untap a creature. Because or unless you have a creature that taps to activate an ability, you can attack with it and activate the ability. I don't know. Seems very narrow. Or maybe I'm just not thinking of anything. I don't know. Doesn't seem like a great card. Okay, let's go through this. Those are the commons. And we got a lesson. Choose one. So, lessons. I thought at first that lessons were just cards that you had outside your deck, but you can actually put them in your deck. But they all seem overcosted. Start from scratch, deals 1 damage to any target. So you choose one, sorry. Start from scratch, deals 1 damage to any target, or destroy target artifact. And it's a sorcery. Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, we got another Professor of Symbology. Dueling Coach, which is when Dueling Coach enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and you can pay 4 white, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter. Oh, this would go good in Melissa's Hamza deck. Yeah. Not a great card, but my rare is Retriever Phoenix. Retriever Phoenix. 2/2, Flying Haste. It's a 3 in red. When Retriever Phoenix enters the battlefield, if you cast it, learn. Okay. As long as Retriever Phoenix is in your graveyard, if you would learn, you may instead return Retriever Phoenix to the battlefield. Okay. So basically does nothing in Commander. Okay, good. Great. And we got an Inkling and an Elemental. I really like the Inkling. The art for the Inkling is pretty cool. It would look really nice foiled. Okay. Cogwork Archivist. Six mana for a 4/5. Pay 2, tap it. Put a card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Oh, okay. Not much to say about that. I thought this said funk. It's actually flunk. Target creature gets -X until the end of turn where X is 7 minus the number of cards in your hand. Alright. Not very good. Humiliate, we saw that. Grinning Ingus, we saw that. The rare is Blade Historian. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. So remember when I said all that cool stuff about Warhold? Yeah, this is not one of them. This is a Boros card. This is back to the boring old Boros cards. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. I mean, it's good in a Boros stack. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. I mean, if you're attacking, double strike's pretty decent. And my archive is what? Oh, again, Weather the Storm. What the hell? Alright. Got a rare, which is Mage Hunter's Onslaught. 2 and double black. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. When a creature blocks this turn, its controller loses 1 life. Huh? Sorcery. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Okay. Whenever a creature blocks this turn, its controller loses 1 life. That is some random bit of text. Okay, it's a removal spell. I mean, destroy. It's a little overcosted. I guess you play it offensively, take out a blocker, attack, and then if they block, they lose 1 life. Alright, that's odd. And then a token. Okay. Move on to the next pack. Oh, here's another one of that art from that guy that I like. Oh, it's the same one. It's not another one, it's the exact same one. Spiteful Squad. Weird name. Squirrel. Ooh, that's interesting looking art. Wow, that is really cool. Stonerise Spirit. I believe it's an owl that they're animating there. It is 1 colorless and a white for a 1/2 flyer. Pay 4, exile a card from your graveyard. Target creature gains flying until the end of turn. Yuck. Lost Trickster. This. Okay. Why? iTwitch. This is Start from Scratch. Oh, that's the one. We've already seen that one. Start from Scratch. Oh, here's a card that we get in one of the commander sets. Is Rutha, Mercurial Artist. 1 blue and red. So 1/4. Pay 2. Return Rutha Mercurial Artist to its owner's hand. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Yeah, this is an interesting card. It'll when it's on the board, you can pay 2 and copy something. So pretty much a fork, or a better rate than a fork. But you need to pay to put her into play. You do return to your hand, so you can keep on doing it, which is interesting. Don't know how powerful that is, but it's definitely a pretty good card. Like it's a good ability, I think. You're paying 5, but it's in installments, which is decent. I mean, it's probably one of the, once it's on the board, paying 2 to copy something is pretty good. I think it can be pretty good. And my rare is Shale, Dean of Radiance. Colorless and white, flying vigilance, 1/1 bird cleric. Tap, put a +1/+1 encounter on each creature that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. So similar to what that green land, Oran Reef of something. This is a land that does this for green creatures. It's interesting. I guess if you're making a lot of tokens, this could be useful. Just tap to do it. Flying Vigilance. That's cool. It can attack, and then it can also tap to use its ability at the end of the turn. And the other side is Ambrose, Dean of Shadows. 2 and double black. It's a 4/4 human warlock. Tap, put a +1/+1 encounter on another target creature. Then Ambrose, Dean of Shadows, deals 2 damage to that creature. Puts a counter on it, deals 2 damage. When a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, draw a card. Well, I mean, you're drawing a card. It's similar to what it looks like. What's the artifact? Skullclamp. Skullclamp. So you're tapping. You're putting a counter on something. You really want it to die, so you can draw the card. Is what it looks like. Yeah. Or you can just play it in a deck that plays a lot of +1/+1 counters, and anytime one of your creatures dies. And it does say creature, and so it can draw you a card off tokens as well. So maybe you just put it down when you have a bunch of tokens or a bunch of creatures with those counters. I mean, a board wipe could net you a ton of cards. It's pretty decent. It's a 4/4 on its own for 4 mana. I mean, see, this is the problem with a lot of these double-faced cards. They work really well together, and in Commander, you can only have one on the board at a time, and you really want both of them on the board to really juice things up. So that's unfortunate. So you can only play one of them at a time. These would be so much better if they were each individual cards rather than being dual-faced cards, because yeah, they do work so well together. Well, um, that was my rare. Not too shabby. And my archive is Defiant Strike. Target creature gets +1, +0 until the end of turn. Draw a card. Decent card. Decent card. Goes in. What's that? Feather deck. I got a pest. I like pests. Really cool. Cool concept. Okay, Explosive Welcome. I thought I went through the entire spoiler, and a lot of these cards I'm like, what? I've never seen this before. Okay, Explosive Welcome deals 5 damage to any target and 3 damage to any other target. Add 3 to your mana pool. What the fuck? Alright, I see what they're doing here. This is for the Prismari. This is obvious. They want big spells in their graveyard. So they're making it overcosted, but they're giving you a rebate, which I don't like. Maybe because I'm just not Prismari, or I just don't like that Prismari. Oh well, not a huge fan of that. Demagoth Woe Eater. Oh man, the names. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. Okay. When you sacrifice Demagoth Woe Eater, each opponent discards a card, and you draw a card, and you gain 2 life. For 4 mana. So, colorless, black, you got a hybrid, Golgari, and green. Pretty heavy with the colors. 7/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. Oh. I don't know. When you sacrifice Demagoth Woe Eater, each opponent discards a card. You draw a card and you lose 2 life. Yeah, not crazy about this card. Okay, Stonebinder's Familiar. 1 mana for a 1/1. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from your during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stonebinder's Familiar. This ability triggers only once each turn. Poopy, 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 poopy. And my rare is Baleful Mastery. This card I like. It's 3 and a black, instant. You may pay 1 colorless and a black rather than paying the spell's mana cost. If that alternate cost was played, an opponent draws a card. Exile target creature or planeswalker. So, I mean, just on its face, 3 and a black for exile and creature planeswalker. That's a decent rate. I like this card just for that on its own. I do have the option to pay the reduced rate, but an opponent will draw a card. But if I'm exiling something that's really scary on the board, I'm not that concerned that they're going to draw a card, because most likely it's not going to be as good as what's on the board. Could be worse, but most likely not. Yeah, I like this card. That was a nice draw. And my archive is Village Rites, nice. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Similar to the other card we saw, the Bloom something or other. You know, one of your creatures is going to die, you're going to cast this in response, and you're going to get some benefit of it. Very similar concept. Nice card. Like that card. I like it. And I got Spirit. Okay. Okay. It seems like this chick is in every single artwork. Like, is everybody in the Quandrix college a 12-year-old black girl with glasses? I'm serious. She's in like all the art. So funny. Okay. Secret Rendezvous. Right? Either you love it or you hate it. Me, I don't really care about this card. I don't think I'd ever play this card, but some people love it, some people hate it. It's not a good card, I don't think. In 1v1, it's really not a good card. In Commander, it's slightly better because only one of your opponent is drawing along with you. But it's still not good. But it does draw you 3 cards. I mean, that is powerful. And hopefully you will cast it when you can actually use those cards, so you would cast it late in the game. Still not a fan. I don't like it. Hall Monitor. Nice play on words there. Target creature can't block this turn. Very uninteresting. Quandrix Cultivator. I like this card. I don't know why. It reminds me of Solemn Simulacrum. It's very heavy on the mana cost. It's 1 green, blue, and Quandrix hybrid color. So, I mean, it is pretty heavy. I mean, if you're running it just in a Simic deck, it's not that bad. But it's a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land, a basic forest or island card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. So you're getting the land into the battlefield untapped, which is good. So this is like ramping you. Ideally, you'd want to play this a little bit later, maybe 5 or 6, so that you can cast another card as well as this card. I don't know. I have such fond memories of Solemn Simulacrum. I love that card so much. This reminds me of that, and I think it's skewing my my opinion of it. I don't know. I have to play with this card to see how well it does play. We'll see. I like it. I want to try it out at least to see how it goes. Oh, and look at this. Another Rushed Rebirth. Cool. Okay. And Thrill of Possibilities. As an initial cost, to cast this spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards. Okay, sure. This goes right into my Chainer deck. Cool. Avatar. It's only 3/6. Ooh, with haste. What creates this card? 3/6 for haste. Avatar. Whenever this creature attacks, it deals 3 damage to each opponent? What? Oh, okay, I know what creates this card now. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. That is awesome. I love that card. A 3/6 that deals 3 to all my opponents whenever it attacks? Yes, please. Oh look, this is the back, and there's that girl again. Math whiz. Interesting. Okay. Letter of acceptance. Let me read this. 3 mana for an artifact. Add 1 mana of any color. Sacrifice letter of acceptance. Draw a card. Nah. Add 1 mana of any color. Sacrifice. You gotta pay 2. Draw a card. Not crazy about it. Oh, I can see one of my favorite cards of the set. Dina Soul Steeper. My Witherbloom Precon, after I've played with it a few times, will become a Dina Soul Steeper deck. I really like this card. Yeah, I've been thinking about this kind of a deck for a while now, and I'm really excited to put a deck together. I have a basic idea of what I want to do. It's going to be a grindy, mid-range type of possibly control deck that basically just sucks the life out of my opponents slowly over the game, over time. What is with the camera? It looks pretty crappy. Okay, but yeah, I like this card a lot. Dina. And we have Master Symmetrist. 2 double green for a 4/4 Rhino Druid. Okay, with reach. Whenever a creature you control with power equal to its toughness attacks, it gains trample until the end of turn. Okay, so this gives trample to your creatures when they attack. Decent. I like trample. Very good ability. It's a decent card. Next we have Tend the Pests. Tend the Pests. Okay, black green. Instant. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. Okay. Create. Oh, yes. I know this card. Create X 1/1 black and green pest creature tokens with this creature dies, gain 1 life, blah, blah, blah. Where X is the sacrifice creature's power. I really like this card. This reminds me of those other cards. Where is it? The Rebirth one. So again, this is another card. You can be proactive with pests, or it's a card you're just going to hold up. One of your creatures is going to die anyways, or someone targets it or whatever. You just cast this, and you get pests equal to its power. Is it power? Yeah, it's power. I play cards. I play, like, this with my favorite commander card of all time. Oh my god, what's the name of that card? Vengeful Lich. That's my favorite thing. I want to sacrifice and reanimate that card as much times as I can, and this is the card that is going to do it for me. Sacrifice my Vengeful Lich, I get 4 pests, bring back my, and then everyone else has to do something they don't want to do, and just keep on doing it again and again. Love it. Love it. This is going in my Dina deck as well. That's another card that's going in there. Oh, my rare is another card I wanted. Archmage Emeritus. Magecraft, draw a card. This is going in my mono blue deck. For sure. Just plopping right in there. Yeah, really not much to say. It's just a kind of value engine. It's a little bit expensive, but in that kind of a deck, you're going to get value out of it. So, yeah, good. Like that. And my archive. Mana Tide. Very nice. Ooh, what is this guy doing? Oh, that's interesting. Cool. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. In white, no one ever sees it coming. Very good. Very good. Like that. I like that a lot. Ooh, and a rare is Resculpt. 1 in the blue, exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature. So they've been doing this a lot lately. Not sure why blue is getting removal. It's not like they need it. But yeah, I mean, an instant and you're exiling, you're giving the opponent a 4/4, but you're usually going to be exiling something very scary, usually something with indestructible. Very good card. And it's a foil. Nice. And I got another inkling. Okay, so that was my second pack. So, yeah, actually, I'm liking the cards that I'm pulling so far. I don't think there's anything broken in the set. Well, actually, there's nothing broken in the set. I know there's nothing broken in the set. There's nothing super crazy. There's no chase rare that's $1 billion in this set. Everything is about the okay range. Playable, not broken. Oh, yeah, baby, look at that. That is sweet. Oh yeah, very nice. It looks like mold. It actually looks like a black dye with mold. Oh my god, that's so cool. Love it. Love it. Yeah, so, yeah, nothing... But there are some good cards in the set. There are some really good cards that I like for Commander. And the good thing is that they're super cheap. They're like $1, $2, so I like that. Let's see what my... Oh, this card. Selfless Glyph Wielder. Exile Selfless Glyph Wielder. Creatures you control gain indestructible until they end turn. Very good card. This is a variant of the Selfless Spirit, but it's a little bit more to cost, but you're getting a bigger creature, but it's not flying, but you really just want it for the ability. And then on the back, oh, you can't see the back, but the back is a board wipe in black. Yeah, you know what? It's really unfortunate that these cards are... You have one color on the front, one color on the back, because they're very limited. Because like this has to go into a deck with black and white. It's very limiting. I think if it wasn't, I'd rather just have this on its own. Regardless, it would be so much better if they were on their own. Okay. Alrighty. So this is the Witherbloom seeded pack. Okay. And then our first uncommon is Necrofumes. It's a lesson. As additional cost to cast this spell, exile a creature you control. Exile target. Oh. So you have to exile a creature you control. I wish it was just a sacrifice. Why exile? Come on. Exile target creature or planeswalker. I don't know. Not good. There's better cards available. Honor Troll. Here's another play on words there. Honor Troll. 2/3 vigilance Uh, if you would gain life this turn, you gain that much life plus 1 instead. Honor Troll gets plus 2 plus 1 as long as you have 25 or more life. So this comes down as a 4/4 in Commander, probably almost all the time. For 3 mana, which is a very good rate. Has Vigilance. I mean, this goes in a life gain deck. Period. I don't think you ever play it if you're not gaining life. I'm on the fence with this card whether this will go in my Dina deck or not, because I do gain a lot of life, a lot of small incremental life gains, where this is going to give me much better value than if I gain 5 or 6 in one big chunk. It's just, there's really no payoff. The only payoff is just I'm getting a little bit extra life, and the only reason I'm gaining life in Gina is to get the triggers to drain other people or to do other things. I'm not really in it for the life. So I'm really on the fence about this card. I think it's a pretty good card. It's just, is it good enough to go in the deck? Okay, so the next one is Emergent Sequence. I don't know this card. 1 in green, sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it into the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. Oh yes. Then shuffle. That land becomes a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token, or fractal creature. It's still a land. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you had entered the battlefield under your control this turn. Yes. Okay, I know this card. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't like this card at all. It's rampant growth, but the land that you're ramping, I mean, it becomes a creature. It could get up to be a 3/3, maybe a 4/4, but it's vulnerable to die. You don't want your ramp to die the next turn. Like, yeah, not a huge fan of that card. Are you kidding me? I mean, I like the card, but Rushed Rebirth again? I did not get an archive. Are the archives guaranteed in every pack? I thought they were. That is interesting. I will have to look that up. Because I thought the archives, you get an archive in every pack, and I did not get an archive there. And this is my 3rd Rushed Rebirth. I mean, I like the card, but 3 of them? Okay. Interesting. Let's move on. Go quickly through these uncommons. Blackish Trudge. I am going to have to pause this recording. Okay, I'm back. That last coffee kind of did a number on my stomach. Okay, where were we? We were... Oh, my lights on? Okay. Brackish Trudge. Brackish Trudge enters the battlefield tapped. 1 and black. Return Brackish Trudge from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if you gain life this turn. Oh, it's a 4/2. Hmm. Alright. Deadly Brew. Each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. If you sacrifice a permanent this turn, this way, you may return another permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, to your hand? Alright. Each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Alright, well, that's a card. Mascot Interception. 3 in a red, sorcery. This spell costs 3 less to cast if it targets a creature token. Gain control of target creature until the end of turn. Untap that creature. It gets +2 and gains haste. Yeah, it's another threaten. Ooh, look at this. Professor Onyx. Very nice. Very nice. This Magecraft ability is just crazy. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. That's just nuts. There's another bonkers Liliana card. Very cool. Very cool. And let's see, I did get, and it's another Village Rites. Very nice. I like that card. I like that a lot. Elemental. Excuse me. Alright. Nice. Oh, that was my first mythic? First mythic? Other than the pre-release promo, Jadzi, that's my first mythic, yeah. Okay. No dragons yet. I really hoping to crack a I can't remember what he's called. The Witherbloom dragon, really powerful. Oh my god! And the Shadrix. Shadrix is another one. I really love the art on that one. I don't know if it's I don't know how good that card is, but the art is super cool. I wouldn't mind having one of those. Alright, let's continue on. Oh, and that Wandering Archaic. That card I really hope to crack. That card is awesome. I think that's the best card in this entire set. It's just nuts. Your opponent plays a spell and you get to copy it for free, unless they pay 2. It's just insane. I love that card. Alright, fingers crossed. See what happens. Okay, we got another Brackish Trudge. Witherbloom Apprentice. Magecraft. Whenever you cast into the sorcery, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Going right into my Witherbloom, my Dina deck. That's just an additional Dina trigger. It's a redundant Dina. And then we have Igneous Inspiration. Deals 3 damage to... Oh yeah, let me see that one. Oh, nice! Culling Ritual. I like this card too. This is another card I really like. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Add black or green for each permanent destroyed this way. I think this card is just amazing in Commander. I mean, for 4 mana, you're gonna clear out a bunch of little things. I mean, this goes in a control deck. You're gonna kill off a bunch of small stuff early, and it's gonna net you a bunch of mana. I mean, it's gonna be free. You're gonna get your mana back on, like, in a 4-man game. You're definitely, if one person has one thing out that it kills, you're getting your mana back. I really like this card. I really do. Very nice. And the Mystical Archive is opt. Very sweet. Very sweet. This art reminds me of Theros. I don't know why. It just reminds me of art from Theros. Very nice. I love the art from Strategic Planning. That one looks really cool. That's a sweet one. Opt. I don't think any of these are foil. Okay. Right. Okie dokie. So, wait a minute. Why did I get it? Oh, I see. Okay, so I got this in the middle of my pack, which is a rare, but it's a lesson. I guess there's a, right in the middle, there's a lesson slot, and you could potentially get a rare. So I got Illuminate History. Discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. Then, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Okay, as I was reading this, I'm like, okay, this sounds great. Okay, and then okay. I mean, it started off really good. Discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. Because I mean, that's what I want in Chain Art. This is started off so good. It just went nowhere. Could have been so good. And this is a rare? Okay. Alright, let's see what we got. We got the Cultivator, which I like. Zephyr Boots. Equipment for 1 mana. Equipped creature has flying. Okay. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. Alright, equip 2. I wish it was 2 to cast and equip 1. I mean, that's decent. It gives it flying, and then you loot if it deals damage. It's alright. Engineering Sequence, that's that Rampant Growth. And then we have Verdant Mastery is the rare. You may pay 3 and green rather than paying the spell's mana cost, which is 5 and green. Search your library for up to 4 basic land cards and reveal them. Put one of them into the battlefield tapped under an opponent's control if the 3 and green cost was paid. Put two of them into the battlefield tapped under your control, and the rest into your hand. So you search for 4, put 2 into the battlefield, and the rest into your hand. But if you paid the lesser cost, you put 1 onto the battlefield under your opponent's control. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't even know how to evaluate this card. Okay, so just for its casting cost, search for 4 lands, put 2 into the battlefield tapped. Is it tapped? Tapped, and then 2 into your hand. So I don't think I ever want to do that. For 6 mana. No, that doesn't sound good. So for 4 mana, search for 4 lands, put 2 into the battlefield tapped, 1 into my opponent's control, 1 into my hand. I mean, that's better, but I'm wrapping one of my opponents. That doesn't sound very good. I don't know. I do not know how to interpret this card. I'll have to play with it. I don't think I'll ever cast it for its mana cost. For 6 mana, put 2 lands into the battlefield tapped. That just did not sound good at all. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Okay, got 2 lands, 2 rares out of that pack. And, ooh, Tendrils of Agony. Oh, what's the art on that? That one does look very nice. Oh yeah, that is awesome. That is amazing art. Oh my god, that's so cool. Very nice, very nice. Well, if I'm ever going to build a storm deck, go to Tendrils. Okay, let's see here. Next on the list. Okay. So, Deadly Brew. Oh yeah, we saw this one. I was not impressed with it at first glance. Oh, go blank. This is another card from Beckert. Wiley Beckert. It just looks so cool. Like I've never seen anything before. Like there's almost no colors in it, but it just seems to have dimension and flat at the same time. Okay, so what does this card do? 2 and a black. Target player discards 2 cards. Then exile all cards from that player's graveyard. Target player discards 2 cards. Then exile cards. Oh! This is a strictly better Mind Rot. And quite better, actually. You're exiling all cards from that player's graveyard. That is really good. I like that card. It's discard with Graveyard Hate tacked onto it. I'm impressed. I like that card. It's not amazing, but it's very good. It's very good in Commander. Yeah, I would say. Yeah. Mascot Interception again. Boring. And the rare is, excuse me, Kian, Deep of Substance. Yeah. I've not been impressed with these cards so far. Exile the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, put a study counter on it. Exile the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it into your hand. Otherwise, put a study counter on it. Okay. 4 and green. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each different mana value among non-land cards you own in exile with study. Okay, I see what it's doing. Okay. I don't think I want to do any of that. That's not impressive. Ibrahim. I like the art on this one. Dean of Theory. Flying X blue, tap, exile the top X cards of your library, and put a study counter on each of them. Then you may put a card you own in exile with a study counter on it into your hand. Exile top X cards. Okay, so let's say X is 2. We're going to pay 4. We're going to exile 2 cards, put them into the, put a study counter on them, and then you may put a card you own from exile with a study counter on it into your hand. Okay, so you're only ever getting 1 card back off of the activation. You are filtering them, and they are available to you, even though they're in exile, but you have to activate it again to get the one you want. That does seem like a lot. It seems like a lot. So at its very minimum, it's 3, draw a card, pay 3, draw a card, pay 3, draw a card. I mean, you can dump a bunch of mana into it at the end of your turn. That way you have a bigger pool to select from, which is definitely good, but I don't know, it seems steep. Seems a steep cost to pay, but could be very good. Could be very good, I don't know. Seems good. But again, see, I'd like to put this into my mono blue deck, but there's this stupid green card on the other side. Fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I do not like these Dean cards at all. Stupid, stupid, stupid. And, oh, counter spell. The big nope. Oh, that is such an ugly piece of shit. Like, what is that? A hand? And you know how I feel about yellow. Like, what is that? Are you kidding me? Fuck. I would love to play this card, but it just looks so goddamn ugly. See, the hand is saying, stop, don't play this card. It's too fucking ugly. And another emblem for Luca. Another crappy card. Alright. It's so lame. It's so goddamn lame. Like, the artist didn't even put any effort into it. Okay, I'm just gonna draw a hand. He just traced his hand. I mean, my kids did that in JK. Jesus. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Potential is there, and they did that. Oh, brother. Alrighty. On to the cards. Lorehold Apprentice. Magecraft. When you cast or copy, blah blah blah. Until the end of turn, until the end of turn, spirit creatures you control gain tap. Is that a tap symbol? I've got my glasses on, I still can't read it. Tap, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Only spirit creatures. Yeah, not really impressed with that. Although the art kind of looks cool. You know what? They did some really good things with the art in this set, but they also did some incredibly stupid things. Like, take the Lorehold College. You know, their outfits or whatever look so cool. I really like them, except for the fact that they have scrolls on all of their clothes. What the hell is that about? Who wears a scroll on their shoulder pads? Like, it's so absolutely stupid. They have a machine gun made out of a scroll. Who does that? It's absolutely ridiculous. Everything else just looks so cool and authentic. they gotta add the stupid scrolls to everything. It just boggles my mind. This art does look pretty cool though. She's opening a scroll and it looks like it's coming to life. It's like acting out the scene, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that. Just sometimes it's like they're drawing art for, 12-year-olds. It's just so dumb. Enough of my rants. Snow Day. Did I ever read this card? 4 and blue. I'm already bored with it. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Yeah, that's what I thought. Karak Wrangler. 4 and a green. Magecraft. Whenever you copy, blah blah blah. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Okay. Quandrix Command. Yeah, I don't think I like this card. It is 1 green and blue. Choose 2. Return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Okay. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Okay. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Okay. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards in their graveyard into their library. Okay, let's break this down. It's 3 converted mana value, 3 mana value. It's an instant. I can bounce something. I can counter an artifact or enchantment. Very narrow. I can put 2 +1/+1 counters. I don't think I'm ever doing that. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards. It is graveyard hate, but it's pretty weak. I'm probably doing the first 2 things exclusively. Maybe the 4th one, some target graveyard hate is appreciated. I don't know. For 3 mana, not loving it. I mean, it has some versatility. I do like versatility, but it's just very narrow. Bounce a card and counter, and it's just very narrow. Very narrow. I don't know. Okay, let's see what I get from my archive. Another Village Rites. Okay. I mean, it is a good card, but is that my 3rd or 4th already? Oh, I got a foil. And it is Illustrious Historian. 5. Exile Illustrious Historian from your graveyard. Create a tapped 2/3 red and white spirit feature token. Okay, so this is in my graveyard. I pay 5, exile this, and I get a 3/2. Very not exciting. I gotta say, the foils are super flat. Super flat. That is great. And let me get some light on these. The color is decent. The color is pretty good. They are not toned down like we've seen in the past. They're pretty vibrant. And this one maybe a little bit, but they're pretty good. You know what? Card quality is pretty good. The color is good. The stock feels decent. I'm happy. This is moving in the proper direction, I would say. Wow, can I start ordering foils again? Wow. So far so good. This is great. Good news, good news. Okay, let's tone this down a bit. Alright. Yeah, okay. What's this? Oh, that guy. Okay, oh. Okay, we are on our last pre-release kit. And it's the Strixhaven. I mean, what is it called? Silver Quill. Excuse me. Silver Quill. There's a nice black and white die. Got a marble look to it. Oops. Put this over here. And the... oh no, it's a lesson. Come on. Alright, let's see what this lesson does. Teachings of the Archaics. 2 in green sorcery, or sorry, 2 in blue sorcery. If an opponent has more cards in hand than you, draw 2 cards. Draw 3 cards instead if an opponent has at least 4 or more cards than you. If an opponent has more cards than you, draw 2 cards. Draw 3 cards if an opponent has at least 4 more cards than you. 4 more cards? Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would want to have something a little bit more reliable. I mean, you could draw 4 cards. Oh no, 3 cards. So say an opponent has 6 cards, you would have to have 3. 2. You have to have 2 cards. Plus you're playing this, so that doesn't count as a card in hand. I don't know, maybe. Maybe. Drawing 3 cards for 2 mana, for 3 mana, that's really good rate. That's a really good rate. I will definitely have to play that card to see how often that you might be able to get that. How often would you expect to have 4 more cards than any one opponent? I don't know. People love to draw cards in Commander. I mean, that's a definite possibility. Alright, let's see here. We got the Zephyr Boots again. Silver Quill Apprentice. We got the Funk. Or the Flunk. And then we have Damodito Palo de Rosa. Did I say all those names in the right order? Paolo Vito Damo de Rosa. Elite Spellbinder. This is a cool card. Yeah, I would play this. 3/1 flyer for 3 mana. When it enters the battlefield, you look at an opponent's hand. I always like looking at an opponent's hand. That's a good ability. Like, just to get that information. And then you choose a card, and it has a 2 mana tax. Permanently. Whether this guy is on the battlefield or not. It's a decent card. It's a decent hate pair. It's a 3/1 flyer too. That's a good card. I like that card. I definitely like that card. I think people are sleeping on that a little bit. I like it. Oh, again. No archive card with that one. I'm gonna have to... I'll put this back in the pack. Saving my wrappers. I don't know if they're guaranteed. I'm gonna look that up. But that's the second pack so far out of all of these that does not have an archive card. Okay. There's that little girl with the glasses. That card, and then that card we've seen all before. Fervent Mastery is another one of the mastery cards. 3 red. You may pay 2 red rather than pay the spell's mana cost. That's only 1 off the actual cost. If the 2 red was paid, an opponent discards any number of cards, then draws that many cards. Well, that's not good. Search your library for up to 3 cards and put them into your hand. Shuffle, then discard 3 cards. Oh, okay. I'm about to say, what? Tutor for 3 cards? Oh, okay, so it's a triple, what's that card? Gamble. Triple gamble. For 5 mana. Let's see here. For 5 mana, you search for 3 cards. And then you have to discard 3 cards at random. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. Okay, so what's the downside of the cheaper one? An opponent discards any number of cards, then draws that many cards. For 1 mana cheaper. You know what? I play this in my chainer deck. I don't care about discarding cards. I can cast anything from my graveyard. Yeah. Tutor for 3 cards? Hell yeah. That's pretty awesome. That chainer deck has gotten a lot of love over the last 2 sets. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm definitely going to play that card. Alright. And do I get a archive? I do. Ooh, Duress. That is some interesting... Why does she have wings on her head? Oh, those aren't wings. Those are hands. Oh, it's hands. They're going into her brain. And they're pulling out a little bead of something. Oh, look, her eyes are all black. That is so cool. Okay, see, the art looks much better up close. Yeah, it's like hands going into her brain. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Dress. Okay. Next. Oh shit, it's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Only we're old enough to know that reference. Oh, I got another rare lesson. Confront the past. Let's see here. Black plus X. Choose one. Return target planeswalker card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Remove twice X loyalty counters, or, okay, the second ability. Remove twice X loyalty. Okay, so it's pretty much bring a planeswalker back or kill a planeswalker. Remove X loyalty counters from. I wish it would have just said remove X counters from target permanent. That would make this, you know, so much better. But it's just, I don't know. I mean, in Commander, we don't see a lot of planeswalkers, so this is going to the trade binder. Right off. Wait a minute. What? Another rare? academic probation. It's another lesson. Choose one. Choose a non-land card name. Opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name until your next turn. Choose target non-land permanent until your next turn. It can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of like a, it's not really a silence, but, what is that, pithing needle. Yeah, it's kind of like a pithing needle for one turn. Or until your next turn. And then the other one is target non-land permanent until... Choose target non-land permanent until your next turn. Can't attack or block. And the abilities can't be activated. So it's kind of like, you know... Okay, so for one turn, you're either stopping a spell or a creature from doing stuff. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Why do I have so much glare on these cards now? What the hell happened? Oh well. These cameras are crappy. Okay, well that's, wait a minute. What the fuck? I have another... Okay, this is just bizarre. I got 3 rares in this pack. Four rares. One of them was, like, 2 of them were lessons, or 3 of them were lessons, and 1 was a regular rare. What the hell? I've never seen that before. That's bizarre. I gotta see. I haven't looked at the other cards, so I don't know what's coming up next, but we have Augmenter Pugilist. 1 green. It's a 3/3 with trample. As long as you control 8 or more lands, Augmenter Pugilist gets +5/+5, so it's an 8/8 trampler for 3 mana. Okay, that's pretty decent. Yeah, like that. And we have a blue sorcery on the other side. Let's see what the other side says. Echoing Equation. 3 blue sorcery. Choose target creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of it until the end of turn. Except those creatures aren't legendary if the chosen creature is legendary. Okay, sure. Yeah. So it's a clone for creatures you control only. And each... No, it's not a clone. It's... Oh, it's like Mirror Weave. It's like Mirror Weave. Target creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of that until the end of turn. Except they're not legendary if the chosen creature is legendary. Okay, so you just make every single creature on your side one creature. But it's one creature that you control. Alright, yeah, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Ah, I like that card. I like this card a lot. Woohoo, that's cool. Yeah. That works for me. But, okay, I gotta see what's next. Let's just... I'm just gonna flip it over. We'll both see it at the same time. Revitalize. Okay, Revitalize. What does Revitalize do? You gain 3 life, draw a card. Oh, okay. I think I got one of those earlier, didn't I? pretty sure I got something like that. Oh no, it's Defiant Strike. Oh, okay, okay. So this is another one of those targeting your own creature spells. Revitalize. Okay. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Oh no, no, it doesn't target, so it would not work in that sense. With Feather. Or that other card. And what? Oh yeah, baby, a foil full art. Oh my god, look at that. Can you see it? That is some foily goodness, baby. Look at that. That is sweet. Yeah, that is so sweet. Oh yeah. What a pack. 5 rares. I've never had, well, I mean, it's not like they're great rares. Well, 2 of them are really good. These are like standard playable because they're lessons. I mean, they're not bad on their own. They can be playable. I think maybe the white one more than the black one. But well, that was a pack. That was a pack and a half. Whew, wow. All right. So on to pack 3. No, this will be pack 4. That was a ride. Holy smokes. Alright. This mascot interception. Keep getting this one. Oh, here's a cool one. Fracture. Destroy target artifact or enchantment or planeswalker. This is just a strictly better disenchant. Yeah, for sure. I think in standard or other constructed formats, 60 card formats, this is going to be much better than in Commander, where you don't see planeswalkers a heck of a lot. But it's a great card. And then we have Plum. What? Plum the Forbidden? What the fuck does that mean? Am I reading that right? Plum the Forbidden. Is that the guy's name? No, it's not a name. Plum the... What does plum mean? To plumb something? I don't know. I have no idea. 1 and a blue. A black, sorry. Instant. As an additional cost to cast the spell, you may sacrifice 1 or more creatures. When you do, copy this spell for each creature sacrificed this way. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. Ooh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I don't recall seeing this card. I think I would have remembered this. It's an instant. I mean, you could do that in response to a board wipe. You just sack all your creatures. Draw a card for each of your creatures that's going to die anyway. Or you got a bunch of tokens, maybe. Sack them all, draw a bunch of cards. It's an instant. I like that. That's an interesting card. I like that card. Gotta play with that. And my rare is Lorehold Command. It's an instant. Let's see here. Choose 1. Create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Creatures you control get +1, +0, and gain indestructible and haste until the end of turn. Lorehold Command deals 3 damage to any target. Target player gains 3 life. Lorehold Command deals 3 damage to any target. Target player gains 3 life. So on that specific ability, you're targeting 2 separate things. Yeah, the target player isn't tied to the 3 damage to any target. So you're always going to choose yourself. Well, that's a pretty good build. Sacrifice a permanent, then draw 2 cards. Okay, there's some decent abilities on here. I think the first one is obviously the worst. Creating a 3/2 token. The second one is interesting because it could be used for offense and defense. Creatures you control get +1 and gain indestructible and haste. So obviously that's an offensive alpha strike. You could also use it defensively to save you from a board wipe or targeted removal. Deal 3 damage and gain 3 life. That's alright. Sacrifice permanent, draw 2 cards. That's alright as well. That's pretty good, but it's 5 mana. It's an instant. Got a lot of good things going for it, but it's 5 mana. Wow. Some pretty good 5 mana. I mean, I like the card, but it's a little heavy. Good abilities though. Definitely some good abilities. And the last card is Electrolyze. Cool. Very nice. Electrolyze. Some interesting looking art. Very nice, very nice. Electrolyze. That was one of my favorite cards, Electrolyze. I always liked that card. Okay. Okay. This guy, well, this is new. I haven't seen this guy before. Blood Researcher, 1 black and green, Menace, 2/2. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Blood Researcher. Okay, yeah. It's a common. Can't expect too much out of it. Ooh. So this might be another interesting pack. After the commons, my first uncommon is a mythic. And it's a lesson card. And it is Mascot Exhibition. 7 mana, colorless card. Create a 2/3 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. A 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. And a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. Wow, got a lot of stuff going on here. Hey, it's all the mascots except the Witherbloom. Where's the 1/1 pest? They're missing a mascot. Yeah, they got all the mascots except the Witherbloom. Okay, so you get a 2/2, a 2/1 flyer, a 3/2, and a 4/4. So you got, what do you got? 9 power total on the board. That's interesting for 7 mana. Putting a lot of power out there. Only one of them has evasion. I don't know. Alright, what's next? Okay, so this might be another one of those crazy packs. Because my next one is another lesson, and it's a rare. And it is Illuminate History. So we did this one already, right? Yeah, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. Yeah. just starts off so good and just fizzles. Alright, next card is another rare lesson card. Teaching of the Archaics, which has potential, but yet to be seen. I'm gonna be thinking about that card all night. I gotta figure it out. I'd love to draw 3 cards for 3 mana. That's fantastic. Haunting. Alright. Dragon's Guard Elite. 1 and a green. Magecraft. Put a +1/+1 counter on Dragon's Guard Elite. Okay. Blah. It's another +1/+1. I've never been interested in any decks that make +1/+1 counters. I just never, I don't know. Which is ironic because I have all of the cards that Doubling Season, Anointed Procession, what's the other green one, the Mastery one. I have all of those cards. It just does not interest me. Okay. Oh, and another Duress. Oh, and a foil. A foil Serpentine Curve. It's a 3/1 sorcery. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is 1 plus the total number of instants and sorceries you own in exile and in your graveyard. Oh, that's interesting. It counts exile as well. Alright, well, it just makes a big, dumb creature. Interesting artwork. Alright. That goes there. This goes there. Wow, 2 of those packs. That's bonkers. I didn't even know they had a mythic lesson, even rare lessons. I thought there was only 1 rare lesson. I guess there are 1 in each color. Okay. Last pack. Alright. Let's see here. Okay. Killian. This card looks good. This card looks really good. Black and white. 2/2 menace, lifelink. Spells you cast that target a creature cost 2 less to cast. Now, being a control player, this interests me greatly because not only does it reduce the spells that target my creatures, it reduces the spells that target your creatures. So yeah, I like this card a lot. Specifically in control builds. Esper. This goes in my Esper control deck. Steal your creature for 2 mana? Sure. Love it. And then we have Demagoth Woe Eater. You saw this guy already. Yeah, was not really impressed with that card. Next is Explosive Welcome. Oh yeah, that one. Ooh-wee. Tanzir Quandrix. Full art. Sweet. Let's see. It's a 3 and blue-green. Flying Trample. When Tanzir Quandrix enters the battlefield, double the number of +1/+1 encounters on target creatures you control. That's pretty spicy. Whenever Tanzir Quandrix attacks, you may have the base power and toughness of all other creatures you control become equal to Tanzir's power and toughness until the end of it. Yeah, that could get pretty crazy. I mean, all you gotta do is put a couple of counters on this guy and all your... I mean, this is obviously better with tokens and specifically with the Quandrix game plan of creating 0/0 fractals with +1/+1 counters. Works so well with that. I mean, pumping all your fractals by 4, even with nothing on this guy, just attacking, pumping them all for 4 is just like, that's pretty crazy. Wow, I didn't like the art of this card. I'm still not really crazy about it. I don't know what he's doing. He's like hunched over. It looks like he's in the womb or something. He's in like a fetal position. I'm not crazy about the art. I mean, it has some cool elements to it, but I don't know. It does look super cool full art though. Okay. Let's see what our archive card is, or if I do get an archive card. And it's Adventurous Impulse. Okay, another card I do not know. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them. Put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay. For 1 mana, it's not bad. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You reveal a creature or land from among them. We've had this ability on many different cards before, but for 1 mana, it's always been at least 2, sometimes 3. It's interesting. Sorcery. And then another one of these things. And I am out. Alright, well, that went pretty well. Let's look at some of these high points. Got a couple of dragons asleep on his love seat. Jadzi. Let's see, the Auric one. Got 3 of these. Well, did I get 3? I thought I got 3. Baleful Mastery. I like that card. Maybe. Yeah, not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 mythics. Actually, no, I have another mythic, but it's a lesson. Don't know how good that card is. Yeah. Didn't get that Wandering Chaotic or whatever it's called. But very cool. Maybe I'll trade my Jadzi for one of those guys. Very good. Very good. And then some spicy... Hey, wait a minute. They upped Electrolyze to rare? That's interesting. Didn't realize that at first. Village Rites I got, good. They upped Counterspell to rare. Still upset at that art. Really not happy with that. Andros Opt is cool. Manatide is really cool. Oh, Manatide, that was also an uncommon as well. They've upped the rarity of Manatide to rare. Defiant Strike. Agonizing Remorse. Crux of Fate. Nice. I'm happy. Very happy with the cards I got. No foils. Oh, actually, all my foils were commons. Most of them, anyways. But they're flat. 2 thumbs up to flat foils. Love it. Alright, I guess I'll be signing off for the night. Talk to you guys later.